The clip you are about to watch is from the Top of the Morning Show podcast that airs Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Please join me.
Who is the greatest Washington Commander of all time? Greatest Washington Commander, greatest Washington football team, greatest Redskin of all time. Who is that player? It's a couple that come to mind. I hope if you out there, you're listening, you leave it in the comment section, or if you're listening on the playback, you comment it down below. Who is the greatest commanders of all time? Is it Daryl Green? Sammy Ball? Right? Is it Dexter Manley? Art Monk? Charles Taylor? Who comes to mind when you think of the greatest Washington Commander of all time? I think honestly, if I had to pick, obviously we know it would have probably been without a doubt Sean Taylor. Probably would have been Sean Taylor without a doubt, but as we know, he can't be put on this list, or he can't be the #1 greatest Redskin football team commander of all time because his life got tragically cut short due to some senseless violence. But without a doubt, it would have been Sean Taylor if he was able to play his career. No question. So with that being said, is it Daryl Green? I think you have no question. I think you have to go Daryl Green as the greatest commander of all time. Greatest Redskin, whatever you want to call it. The guy played a million seasons with one team at a high level. Fastest man in the world at one point, right? He's famous for chasing down Eric Dickerson, right? Ball hawk. Guy played from 1983 to 2002, all with the Washington Redskins. Washington franchise. From 23 years old, Daryl Green played in 1983 to 42 in 2002 with one franchise. He has 54 total career interceptions in 295 games. I think there's no question Daryl Green is the greatest Washington player of all time. No question. Now you could say, again, like I said, is it Dexter Manley? Could you throw in Art Monk in that discussion? Sammy Ball, John Riggins. Even though I don't think John Riggins can be in that discussion really, because I mean he played a lot for Washington, right? But if I can remember correctly, he did not spend all his time in Washington. He spent that 70 season he spent in Washington. He spent 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So he spent quite a bit of time in Washington. 10 seasons, 9 seasons, whatever. He spent some time, so he could be in that discussion, actually. But and I know the famous call. John Riggins down the sideline when Washington wins the Super Bowl. John Riggins definitely could be in that discussion. Now I think about it, right? Sammy Ball. Punter, quarterback, he did everything, right? Sammy Ball was a dog, man. He could be in there, right? Sammy Ball was amazing for us, man. 1937, 1952, all Washington, right? I mean, you could throw in Sonny Jurgensen, another one. Joe Theismann was good, but Joe Jacoby, right? Dexter Manley, like I said, You know, Russ Grimm, Gary Clark, Dave Buss, Ryan Kerrigan. Ryan Kerrigan's another name. But when it's all said and done, I think the greatest Washington player of all time is Darryl Green. I think after Darryl Green, honestly, y'all, after Darryl Green, I could put in Ryan Kerrigan. It's putting Ryan Kerrigan as the second greatest Washington player of all time a stretch? I don't think so. Nearly 100 sacks, all with Washington, right? Now, no disrespect to all the legends, but Ryan Kerrigan, if he's not number 2, he's definitely got to be top 5. Now, if you say he's not top 5, I think Ryan Kerrigan definitely should be up there. But yeah, that's who I think is the greatest Washington player of all time. Greatest Washington player of all time is Darryl Green. Uptown Drake says Sammy Ball, Charlie Taylor, Dexter Manley, Darryl Green, players all 20 plus years with us. Albert Haynesworth, Donnell Jenkins says Albert Haynesworth gave me the best memories when I was watching you guys play, so I would have to go with him. LOL. Seriously, it's Darryl Green. Hey man, hey, I'm making a story on that. Albert Haynesworth situation. I'm gonna do that. But yeah, Darryl Green, man. Uptown J says Riggo was an NYC Jet first, top 10. I think for sure top 10 of all time for Washington, definitely. Uptown Dre says Kerrigan isn't the top 5, maybe 10 or lower. Solid professional player on the field, on and off the field. So you don't think he's okay? I had him at number 2. I mean, you gotta think though, I'm younger, so clearly I'm gonna be a little bit more biased because I watched all of his career, right? But when you think of Washington player, like when you just think of player like a Washington guy, just know thin and through, Commander, football team, Redskin, whatever. You think of Ryan Kerrigan, man. You think of Darryl Green. You think of Ryan Kerrigan. Let me say that. When you say Redskin, okay, let's just think Redskin. Close your eyes for a second and just say, and when I say, what comes to your mind when you think of the word Redskin? Ryan Kerrigan is the first thing that pops in my head. Honestly, Ryan Kerrigan, right? And then now he's a coach for the team, right? For me, Ryan Kerrigan is definitely top 5, man. Definitely.
Top of the morning, 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 top of the morning. Hold on.